Ding dong, ding dong. So let's get a move on. Oops. Oh, that was a mess. Probably stressing the capabilities of this tractor. No, I don't have access to that land. Okay. Oh, struggle, struggle. Struggle, struggle, struggle. Is why sometimes on these small, realistic, not American maps, even on a small farm, a 300 horsepower tractor can come in quite handy. Yeah, no problem. Back it up a bit and go. not sure we've learnt anything specific yet about seasons, one way or the other. I mean, there are differences between 19 and 17 implementation, much like there's differences in the game functionality. I can't really say there's anything surprising yet. We had the issue with that first silage contract we tried. I'm still not sure I fully understand the detail of it, but basically we produced all the bales, we wrapped all the bales, we took all the bales to the store, and when we delivered the one before last, we were at about 96% delivered complete, and when we delivered the last one we were 105% delivered but only 99% complete, with no more straw or hay, no more grass available to cut on the field. So at that point we were kind of done. But I'm still not sure how you can get to 105% delivered but only 99% of the contract achieved. The other silage baling contracts we did, which were on much bigger fields, so there was more than ample grass available to bake all the bales that were needed. We obviously delivered over 100% of the requirement, but as soon as we hit 100% it topped out and just said okay, 100% done. And the excess was lost because you don't get any bonus from grass, and all you have at that particular moment is wrapped grass. You're just credited with completing a silage contract for delivering wrapped grass. And in all the cases, as soon as we delivered 100%, we got 100% of the contract done, and thus credit for completion. And we had some wrapped grass bales left over, so we kept them until they brewed and then sold them for money. So nothing unexpected there. I've noticed issues with crop drying overnight. Potentially dew, early morning dew is a thing. So you can go to bed at night, everything's fine and wonderful, there is absolutely no rain overnight, and then the next morning the crops are all damp and you can't do your harvest, you can't harvest grass, or any dry grass you have out does not turn into hay immediately. I cut the grass on our front field, and by nightfall maybe 10% of the field had turned to hay. The rest was still dry grass. Not an issue. Left it overnight, and when we got up in the next morning there was no additional hay. then by about 11 o'clock there was still no additional hay, and there was the rain coming, so we had to pick it up as grass. Because if we'd left the grass down, it would have, the rain would have turned it into wet grass. I don't own a tedder to turn that back into dry grass. And that's that field done. Run through to here. And we can do this one. Now what preparing these fields allows me to do is, come spring, the only thing I have to worry about planting is corn, sunflowers and soybeans. And for all of the other fields I can concentrate on fertilizing them. Which changes the pace of everything, because obviously when you start out it's the first day of spring and everything needs doing, and for the second year it's the first day of spring but everything's already done, or a sizable percentage of it is already done. So how are we doing? 130. And we're on the last field. Close to that tree. Oh, that's a big overlap. Oh well, we'll do it as it comes. drifting a little bit too far to the right there. I was hoping I would not miss any part of that field. So, there, hi birdies, keep flying. Just enough width to complete that. Okay. Well, come back. There we go. Okay, so how are we doing here? Round about halfway, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, round about halfway. Now we're coming up on 11 o'clock real time. So I might break with tradition here and I'll get this field completed, but then I'll end the stream at that point, but not the episode. And we'll pick up for a little bit tomorrow evening just to complete this day. We'll stop the stream. I may do that before I have supper. So we'll stop the stream for supper. And then possibly after supper we will then continue into last day of fall. And just round off the productive part of the year. Don't think we'll end up with any sheep babies. I think they're due to arrive over the winter months. Think there is probably sufficient time of the game day left to possibly plant these two fields with oilseed radish. As I said earlier, I don't aim to do a 10 o'clock working day at this point, because we're kind of caught up. We're doing stuff we normally wouldn't do until spring next year, or we don't have to do until spring next year. So this is all work that would be considered necessary for next year, and we're doing it in the closing productive months of this year. Okay, let's lift that and reposition. might need to do a little bit of a headland at the bottom of the field now, since it's a little bit closer to the fence around the cow pen, and it's comfortable for getting tractors and equipment turned around in. So I think I'm heading for a tree again. Yeah. Maybe I don't have to. It's a bit of a drop there. That much is noticeable. Half a tank of diesel left in the tractor, so we're not desperate for fuel yet. Oh, that is a straight line by the looks of it. Very nice. We have probably about 45 more minutes of real time in order to complete the end of this day. So that's not too bad, I would say. Okay, very, very carefully, once again, try and split the difference and make this a one-pass completion. Ooh. Very nice, we are done. tractor is in fairly good nick. That baler needs cleaned. Okay, tractor's fine. Wait, we are going to repair that. Cultivator hardly damaged. Wow. Okay then. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, let's put all this stuff away. Okay, I need to drop the weight off next. Okay, let's get this thing set up for later today. Call this done for now. Oh, that's almost a full tank. Okay, let's turn around the other. Other way. Okay. So, oilseed radish has been selected. We'll turn that off there. So it is now 3 o'clock game time, and we'll slow down time. If I could slow down time. And we will call this stream done for now. We will continue tomorrow with a very short end of today, end of this particular episode, and then I'll stop the stream and restart it for day 6 full. So for now, everybody have a good night, and I will be back tomorrow. But for right now, I'm out of here.